Obviously that cost us last night, but yeah, it's kind of interesting of where we are at. Coming off, a 7-game win streak, but at the same time, our last, 4 or 5 periods haven't really been that good. But I think there's a confidence in here that, even felt it on the bench last night, even going into the third, I think everyone was confident that we were going to win the game. And, even the times where we got within one, really felt like the confidence level of the group was, we're going to win this game. Obviously it didn't turn out that way, but I think that's an important feeling to have within the group. So, yeah, this is a huge test. 4 good teams. Teams that we haven't really faced yet this year, teams that are above us in the standings. So this is going to be a real good measuring stick road trip for us.
Today, kind of the first time under Todd that you guys have had a practice following I guess there was the very first one.
Yeah.
It's kind of a new experience. What did you think about it?
Yeah, you can't change everything though. We won 7 in a row, so there's definitely things to clean up, things to learn from. I think that's the biggest thing, is to make sure that we learn from what happened last game. And like I said, I don't think we were horrible. I think it was we didn't manage the game as properly as we wanted to, and then made some big mistakes that ended up with the puck in the back of our net. So we have a lot better, and I think we've shown we have a lot better. But the sky isn't falling, that's for sure. And so we gotta find a way to respond, on this trip, and I think that's the biggest thing. It was a pretty even keel. Obviously there are some things that you critiqued us for, and we had a, I don't want to say a stern meeting, but it's still new. Everything's still new, so it's definitely not a reprimanding or anything crazy like that. It's we've done these things throughout these 7 games, and we kind of got to get back to that a little bit.
Was there any one particular thing that you focused on today to clean up from the last 4 periods?
Probably just like the game management, the flow of the game, and I think kind of from the get-go we didn't really respond well to the first goal, and even though we kind of had some flurries, but it took a little bit for us to get going, and I think that was kind of the message throughout, is how we manage the game and the flow of the game. And at some point we had to kind of turn it, and there were kind of spurts, but then that spurt would be would be followed by a goal by them. So the sky's not falling. There's been a lot of good things, and I think we should have some confidence. But it's going to be important to right the ship on Thursday. And obviously we're playing the Cup champs. Like, they're a very, very good team. Might not end up in a win, but the type of game that we can take in day out.
Andrew, are you guys looking at the standings much? Just the way it is right now, it's so bunched up.
Yeah, I think you
so
just know that. I couldn't tell you where everyone is at exactly. Within games played and all that, you kind of know some things, but you're not staring at it every day. The moment you start standings watching right now, you can kind of get caught up in it, right? Like, we have, X, Y, and Z, and so, you got to concentrate on the process and got to concentrate just on how we play night in, night out.
Todd's mentioned a couple times that he can't really worry about the things that happened before he got here. Does going on this winning streak and making up a bunch of ground in the standings in a hurry kind of make it easier for you all to do that too?
A little bit. I think it's, you find a good feeling in the locker room. You forget how hard it is to get 7 in a row a little bit, and it feels like it started coming easy, especially a game like that Seattle game where you're up 4-0. Not that it was easy, but things were coming easy to us. So you forget how hard it is and how hard you have to fight to keep a roll like that going. So obviously we got a nice reminder of that last night. But we can either use it as a point to springboard it as a teaching moment, or we can use it as a point in the season where we had something going, but we couldn't kind of get it going again. So hopefully it's the former.
It seemed that you guys were building each and every game during that winning streak. How real is momentum in this league, just day-to-day game?
I think it's just confidence. I think like I said, I think everyone on the team thought we were going to win that game until 5 minutes left. And that's an important feeling to have. At any point in the game, we feel like we can come back, and belief in the way that we have been playing. So I think that's just as big as momentum. I think the momentum probably helps that too.
The response today from the guys at practice.
I thought we had a good practice. Didn't expect anything different. Would have been disappointed if it went the other way, but they came and they worked. They've done that every day since we've been here. Now we got to translate that into a good effort in Florida.
Is Alex Lyon? It looked like he was.
Alex is making, he was out there practicing. He's going to make the trip with us, so we'll see if or when he becomes available.
Is Huso coming along too, or?
Yeah, we'll take 3.
Was there anything specific to the last 4 periods that you worked on, or is it just pretty much a combination of things?
A little bit combination of things, just getting our mindset back to where we were. Habits are hard to break. They tend to creep in every now and then, and we're trying to break some habits. Not that they're bad habits, they're just trying to change a few things. And and so we tried to focus on that a little bit and just improve our overall game.
Do you have an update on Mott?
I'm sorry?
Do you have an update on Mott?
Matt? Which?
Tyler Mott.
Oh, Mott. Okay, I thought you said Matt. I'm sorry. I apologize. Motter is was getting serviced, I guess, by the medical staff. He won't make the trip to begin with, but there's a chance he can join us a little bit later on.
Will you recall him forward?
We're still discussing that. We have the right number, and I think Fish needs an opportunity to go in and play. He's worked real hard, so we're not going to go past him. So we have the right number right now.
What are the keys against Florida in particular, and what are you going to learn just with that challenge tomorrow night?
Well, they're the Stanley Cup champs, so there you go. We just played in Winnipeg. That's a real tough place to play. They're number 1 in the league right now, and we responded well. What will we learn? We'll learn if we can recover. We'll learn if we can manage the game a little bit better. We didn't do a real good job of that last night. You look at the timing of the goals, the beginning of the periods, the momentum swing, you grab it and you give it right back. So did we learn anything from that? We know the task in front of us is a tough one, this whole trip. But we're only going to worry about that first game and take it head on and see where it takes us.
Do things still feel new for you and Trent right now, or do you feel as though the routine has kind of been established at this point?
I would say we're starting to settle in. We know where to go now in the building. We have a pretty good idea of who's who. Staff-wise, it's a big staff. There's a lot of people around. Players, we're beginning to feel more comfortable with our relationships with them. There's still buttons that you try and push as a coaching staff that you're not sure how somebody will react to, whether it's being stern or putting an arm around somebody or whatever they might need. We're trying to figure all that out. But the general comfort of coming to the rink every day and being part of the team has settled in.
Do you use benchmarks or anything like that? Like tomorrow will be your 10th game coaching this team. Do you use anything like that to kind of see where things need to be?
Yeah, not at this point for me. It's one day at a time and one piece at a time. I believe I said that, when it's going real good, you can get ahead. We didn't get ahead today. We just tried to clean some things up. So did we give a day back? Maybe. But yeah, you can't go from grade 2 math to grade 7 math without a few failed tests and a lot of years in between. So we're trying to do that daily.
Todd, you said you don't look at the standings, and you don't want them to look at the standings much right now, or?
What I don't want them to do is get caught up in a 7-game win streak or a 4-game losing streak. I want them to live in the moment and just worry about that. There's so much noise that goes on. You guys do such a good job of reporting, and there's so many auxiliary stories that come from people that aren't even here. It can be hard if you get caught up in all of that stuff. It can take you down, or it can put you too far up. Put the equipment on and let's deal with things between minute 1 and minute 60, and we're fine.
You talk about during this past winning streak, there wasn't a lot of adversity for this group to handle, but now there is a little bit of adversity. How can you channel that into something positive?
Well, it depends how you define adversity. We didn't play well last night. Realistically, you had an idea that you weren't going to win the last 41, 42 games or whatever it was. It just doesn't happen in sport. So there was going to be a bump in the road. If we take the opportunity to learn from that bump and try and fix a few things, we won't get them all fixed, but fix a few things, then we can take advantage of a loss. If we don't learn from it and we don't fix it, it can compound, and then we really got to work at it. But it'll go one way or the other, and it doesn't mean our tasks get any easier.
Thanks.